Hello, it's update 6, it's October the 25th, and it's around about time probably that something went not quite according to plan. Because everything's been very positive up until now, everything's been very kind of yay and excitement, and that's all been very nice, but something was going to go wrong at some point, and...
It's not really gone wrong.
Well, not according to plan,
you know, it's changed.
That's exceedingly positive thinking of you. I admire that.
Anyway.
Yes, sorry, getting slightly off the point.
The original plan was to get the boat next spring.
Yeah, it was going to be April, wasn't it?
Yeah. And we just got really impatient.
As you can understand, you know.
And it's better to build a boat in the sort of spring and summer than it is in the autumn and winter.
Yes. Yes.
But we were just tired of sitting around and got really impatient, and we figured that the sooner we get the boat done, the sooner we get on the boat.
Yeah, they just once we were actually in Nottingham, because for obviously initially we'd been living in Manchester, and we moved to Nottingham in March 2015, and once we were in Nottingham there was a certain amount of sorting out that we could do, but there just seemed to be this big period where beyond a certain amount of woodwork we were just going to be sitting around and waiting.
Yeah.
And we just ended up thinking, why are we sitting around and waiting when we could...
Thought, sod it, we'll just get it sooner.
Yeah.
We'll probably be working slower because it's autumn and winter. And
there are certain things like painting that aren't necessarily ideal to do in the winter. Yeah.
But we just, why wait? But part of our original plan was we'd get the boat in the spring, and we'd sail it from Sheffield down the Trent, the tidal Trent, which was always going to be a bit exciting.
Do you want to just briefly...
Novice boaters.
Yes, I mean, we should possibly just briefly explain what the because boaters will hear tidal Trent and go, oh, but everyone else will just be like, who? Essentially, the way the waterways works is that there are lots of canals, and all the canals were built in the 17 and 1800s. A lot of them connect up to rivers, and the Trent is one of the rivers that they connect up to. And the thing about the Trent is the Trent connects up to the sea, so it's tidal. And one of the effects of this is that is it every day that the wave happens, or is it just?
I think it's every 12 hours.
Yeah.
Basically, there's a bore wave, a tidal bore wave, called the Eiger, or the Ager. I
thought it was the Eager.
Eager.
It's.
We don't know how to pronounce it.
Yes, I'm sorry that we don't know how to pronounce it. We will. We'll look it up. Okay.
But this tidal wave, it's obviously worse in the spring and the autumn when the tides are. Yeah,
particularly spring and autumn tide are can be quite extreme, but.
Yeah, and it's sort of a few feet high at certain points.
Yeah, which
I think it's at its worst in Gainsborough or something. That's where it sort of peaks. But
a few feet when you're in a narrowboat, that's quite a bit.
Yeah, you have to time trips down the Trent so that they avoid hitting the bore wave.
Yes.
So you sort of have to sneak out just when the tide's turned and just head down and get back into the next sort of lockdown.
Yeah, and
there's about 3 days to sort of make the hop down the Trent.
Yeah.
But our plan was to sail the narrowboat down the tidal Trent in the spring. We were going to get our CB radio certificate and what have you.
Yeah, because you have to have you have to be marine radio qualified to go on the river. Just in case, in case something goes wrong, and
because there are big boats that go down the Trent.
Yeah, big
boats. They could squish you.
Yes, don't want to get squished. Not interested in getting squished.
Yeah, that was the plan. But
I mean, it should also be,
when we ordered the boat in the summer.
Yeah.
We thought maybe we can. It's going to be autumn. We might be able to get it down. not going to be ideal.
Yeah, because
But
when we actually ordered the boat,
long enough
yeah,
that we've now hit the point of winter stoppages.
yes,
And this is the point of the year when the Canal and River Trust basically shut a lot of locks and canals to do repairs on them,
yeah,
and upgrades and stuff. And they've shut Rotherham Lock, they've shut Trent Lock in Newark, they've shut several locks on the is it called the Trent and Mersey Canal?
I think so. Yeah, yeah.
The-
There's a lot all over the place.
Anyway, there's basically there's locks shut everywhere, so we can't actually find any way to get from Sheffield to Nottingham.
It isn't doable, especially because the Rotherham Lock, Sheffield's on a separate arm of the canal.
That one's fairly crucial.
And the Rotherham Lock is between Sheffield and the rest of the canal network, so that's that's really not happening.
Yeah, we're going to have to get the boat transported.
Yeah, which is not going to be cheap.
Yeah, it can cost up to £1,000.
Yes, I mean we've been told that the boat builder
recommends someone
he's a man who knows people,
who is good and much cheaper than that.
Yes.
So hopefully it won't cost too
yeah,
much.
well, yeah, we will see
it's
how
only
much
a
cheaper it
short
is.
Trip Sheffield to Nottingham isn't far.
Yeah.
It
shouldn't be too bad, but it was something we were hoping to avoid, and even though the way we were going to do it was, we were going to be camping out on the boat, because obviously when we get the boat,
we're getting a sort of an insulated sail away.
Yeah, it's essentially a 60-foot metal shed that floats and has an engine in it. That's all that's in there. So and it would have taken us probably about a week to do the whole journey. And
it was going to be fun when it was in the spring.
Well, yes, that was.
It was going to be less fun in the autumn.
Yeah,
I'm actually a bit relieved that we're not, because it's getting quite wintry now.
Yes,
there's a bit of a bite in the air, and it's I don't think it would be nearly as fun at this time.
No, well, I have the feeling that even if we did it in spring, it would be the kind of thing that would be like fun for the first 3 days, and by the end of it, we'd be ready for it to be over.
I really need a shower.
Yeah. No, but it was tricky as well. I mean, I was going to say earlier just that because when we ordered the boat, we actually put the deposit down at the beginning of August. And at that point it was like 6 weeks to 3 months, and that would have taken us to the beginning of November, and oddly enough actually the stoppages started on the 19th of October. But I mean, when we made that decision, we knew that there was the chance that we might be making the journey in November, and we were like, we're just gonna have to do it. And so I've kind of ended up a little bit conflicted, because I am kind of glad that we're not having to do it, because it was going to be a lot of hassle, and it would cost, because doing the CB course costs, and there's various other things involved with that, but also it was going to be an adventure. You know when you see a target and you go, wow, that looks challenging, that looks difficult, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it, and then I will have the satisfaction of doing it. It's like going up a mountain. Honestly, 9 times out of 10, going up a mountain is miserable. Being at the top is fantastic, and having the experience of doing it, you're like, wow, I have forged myself in the heat of walking up a mountain, and maybe phrase it a bit better than that. And so it's a little bit sweet. It's a little sort of. It's a little bit of a shame, but also it's going to make life a lot easier, really.
But now we have to find a marina where we can slip the boat.
Yes, this is the other factor.
We're mooring at Colic Marina while we build the boat.
Yes.
We're not sure whether we can actually slip it here. There is a slipway.
Yeah.
Apparently they've had 52-foot boats out of the water here.
Yeah.
But it's sort of there's a bit of a sharp bend on the entrance to the park.
Yes.
Which we're not sure whether we can get the boat round. So
yeah, it's on the line. It seems to be very much on the line.
Yeah, we're going to investigate Castle Marina, which is a bit further down.
Which direction is that? Is that way?
That way.
That way,
and
yeah.
If not, there's Red Hill Marina and Sawley Marina, which we can try as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there is a risk involved because there is the possibility that there might be brief stoppages on other locks, and we might end up stuck on the wrong side of them. There's
a flood lock near Red Hill and Sawley, which I'm a bit concerned about because they do sometimes shut that in the winter.
Right.
It depends depends on the weather. But we'll find a way. We'll find somewhere to put it in the water.
We will. We've got all these exciting things to look forward to. We will be doing a lot of checking up on that this week.
Yeah.
And so I guess this is just to sort of wrap up. This is kind of the thing that we're going to have to get used to. That boat life is going to be exciting.
Improvising.
Yeah, it's going to be great, but it's also going to involve a lot of improvisation. And there are going to be points where you want to do something and you're able to do something, but practical considerations mean you can't do something, and you just have to kind of come up with another option, or just be very happy where you are for the next 6 weeks because you're not going anywhere. But yeah, that's our situation at the moment. That's the sort of development that we're tackling in this video. We're gonna have some more updates relatively soon because we're seeing the boat again tomorrow. And there's going to be a bit more on it, and we've got various things to talk to the boat builder about. And
yes, because we've changed some stuff.
Yes, we'll be talking about that next update, though.
Yes.
Don't get impatient. Don't get impatient. But hope you've enjoyed this little chat through the various ups and downs of boat transportation, and we'll be back with you again soon. So until then, bye bye.